Tony D and Little Joan with another Screenwriter's Rant. And if you thought I was crazy mad about the last movie I did today, check out this. It's called Beach Chain. Beach Chain. Beach Chain is the name of the movie. Smash like and subscribe. Thank you for smash liking and subscribing. Check out my books. Links in the description. Comedy Horror in South Jersey. It's The Pineys, books 1 through 9, available at Amazon.com. Don't forget, Kindle Unlimited is free. I can't believe they made this movie. It says Beach Chain is the first installment of a cult classic horror film. Okay, all right, let's take that in for a minute. It's the first installment of a cult classic. Do you know what a cult classic is? I think most people do. A cult classic is a movie that came out and didn't necessarily do all that well in theaters, but found an audience after its initial release, either like the Rocky Horror Picture Show and other releases in other theaters, on VHS, DVD, the internet. You can't have a cult, by definition, you can't have a cult classic. You can't have a classic if the movie just came out. The movie has just come out. I've never heard of Beach Chain. I'm not even talking about the movie yet. Beach Chain before. What is it about? Well, as you can see from the visuals, there are people on a beach and they are chained up somehow to something underneath the water, and at random intervals they get pulled into the water, I guess. So, but it kind of turns into a version of Lord of the Flies, as of course people turn on each other. And there's also a religious aspect to it. A guy claiming to be a preacher finds a Bible and tries to say stuff like, "We're not animals. We got to help each other." And these people then somehow survive and can't get off these chains. And look, not for nothing, I'm not thinking these chains are all that strong. They don't look that strong, especially the cuff. The cuff doesn't even look that thick, quite frankly. I'm thinking like this dude here, he's a big dude. He could get that cuff off eventually. Like it would take him hours, and he'd need like a rock or, part of the chain. I think if they worked together, they could. And here they are turning against each other. I think one of these people could get the chain off and go for help or come back with tools. If I don't know where they are. This dude looks really familiar. Who the hell does he remind me of? He reminds me of another older actor who had the same sort of look. He was bald and he had like really, his eyes were like very like sky blue. I can't think of, gosh. It might be the same guy. I don't think so though. He looks much younger. He's got a lot of tattoos. Here they are. The pastor baptizes people. And I guess the pastor's the main character. But man, what a concept. Beach chain. Just people, and it's not like there's any real sensible setup to this. It's like a bunch of people from various walks of life wake up on a beach with a chain around their ankle, and they don't know what happened to them. And now they're all trying to survive. And again, look at this. Look at the chain. It looks comfortable enough for an actor. It doesn't look like it would stand up to serious work on it. I think if you had enough people pulling on one of these chains, you'd break it. One of them would have a weak enough link. I'm just talking from the practicality of it. But in terms of a premise, if I had to rank And you know me, I have been watching these trailers for years now. And I want to support indie guys. This guy is a Philly guy. I want it to be good. I really do. But this is hands down probably the dumbest thing I've ever heard. That looks fake as hell. He's got blood in his mouth. Which beach did you even shoot this on? Was this in South Jersey? I'm guessing no. Look at this scene. What the hell kind of blocking is this? And this is the best sticks they could find? I guess, because they're on the beach. I mean, look. I've been to the beach. I don't remember seeing sticks like this on the beach. You know. But maybe this is a beach closer to the woods. In which case, again, all you would need is 2 rocks. A fairly big, steady rock you could put on the ground. And another, say, hand-sized rock. And you just smash at one of the links until it breaks. And these chains look fairly breakable. Fairly breakable. I mean, there's a scene where a woman's smashing her foot. She's trying to smash the cuff around her ankle. Like, you need another rock. And he's okay, I guess. I'm not. I like the bald guy. I think is stronger. He's reacting better. He's kind of doing crazy pastor guy, I guess. But is he the main character or is he crazy? If he's crazy, it's a little more realistic. But if he's not crazy, I think he's the good guy. I think he's the protagonist. The bald guy I like a lot better. Even though he's he seems to be a bit gangster. I think he dies early because I don't see him very long in the trailer here. It's a weird movie. Weird concept. And it doesn't look like it really comes together. I mean, I guess if you're going for some sort of abstract, what's the word for it? Oh God, I can't think of that genre. The genre where it's just everything's a metaphor. You know the one I'm thinking of. I can't think of it off the top of my head. But it's one of these abstract movies about concepts. I guess maybe. I'm really trying to be generous here. I'm really stretching this out. But my God, it's just dumb. It's just a dumb concept. Beach chain and the title, Beach Chain. That's a dumb title. Even if you're going to do an abstract movie that, you know, is really all a metaphor about life or whatever, you call it Beach Chain? Call it something else. Call it like I don't know. I don't know what this movie's about, really. And look, you're overdoing it with the adverbs. I'm going to read the synopsis here. The film phenomenon, see, it's already a phenomenon, features a powerful cast ensemble starring Jeremy Meeks, Nicole Hoops Alexander, Mithira, Micah Bin, Arian Vlad, Gil Graff, Jessica Hotman, Mia Mendez, Michael James, Raj Gupta, and Sujo. Now, I don't know any of those people. None of those names resonate with me at all. So calling them a powerful cast, a phenomenon that features a powerful cast, you're overstating it. You're I think you're better off coming from a more humble standpoint. Like, this is an indie production. It's unlike anything you've seen before. Like, if you did that, at least I'd be like, okay, they're trying to do something different. And you are trying to do something different. But, and here's the rest of it. A group of diverse strangers. See, you already lost me there. Diverse. Like, I don't care about diversity. Diversity is pointless. I don't care if they're all white. I don't care if they're all black. I don't care if they're all Asian. I don't care if you have one of every color in the rainbow. Is the movie good? Now, what I see in this trailer, it looks very, very bad. A group of diverse strangers from different walks of life wake up trapped on a deserted beach with no recollection of how they got there! Exclamation point. Oh! That's been done a million times in movies. Not this specific incident, but people waking up and not remembering how they got there. That's not a new thing. Again, you're overselling this. You're selling it so hard. I mean, I get it. You're trying to get people, but you got to come up from a humble perspective here. This is an indie movie, unlike anything you've seen in Hollywood, because that's true. That's totally true. They would not make this movie. The diversity, yeah, they'll totally do. But you're trying to promote the wrong things in this. Continuing, their paranoia and dread grow as they come face to face with the dire situation and are quickly immersed in a brutal life or death mystery. What? What are you talking about? It's called Beach Chain. They're chained up to something in the water. That doesn't really address it. Friends quickly become enemies as they struggle to live through physical and psychological torture unparalleled to anything ever seen before. Oh, yeah, that is way over the top. Too much. Too much. Oh, anything... You say it's unusual. You say it's different. You say it's unparalleled to anything ever seen before. How about Lord of the Flies? It's essentially Lord of the Flies with this weird thing about the chain. That's what it looks like to me. So you're really hyping this beyond genre, horror, theater, thriller, drama. I would just put horror, because that's what essentially is. There are plenty of horror movies with these kinds of conceits. Oh, we're trapped in a room. Room. Will they all kill each other? Yeah, probably. Basement. Beach chain. Director Ralph Celestin. Various social media. Press inquiry. Rise Celestial Marketing. Celestial Marketing, man. Too much, I think. It's just my opinion. See, this guy, to me, is the most interesting of the cast. You know, he looks like a thug. He's got good energy. The rest of the cast, they're kind of forgettable. They kind of blend in for me. He looks mean, ready to do some damage. This guy wouldn't be chained up for more than 10 seconds. This guy would totally break his chain. Unless you kill him in the first 10 minutes. I'm not going to believe that guy's just going to sit around with a chain on his foot. He's going to dig in the ground until he finds those rocks I mentioned. 2 rocks and you're out of this, I think. They found sticks. You use the sticks to dig. Or at least, you know, there are big rocks on a beach. There are huge rocks on certain beaches. Okay, this one doesn't have it in this spot, but how far does the chain go? I mean, it makes no sense. Beach chain? What's the other thing they put in this? Oh, right, it was at the very end. From the visionary director of Boston to Philly, Ralph A. Celestin. I'm going to go out on a limb here and say, I think Ralph's doing all his own hype. I'm just guessing at that. I don't have any. It's just a guess. That's too much, man. It's too much. I never even heard of Boston to Philly. Maybe it's a fine movie. Maybe this is a fine movie too, but man, you are overselling me on this thing. And it's not a strong concept. Like if you had said, I don't know, if you called the movie Trapped or Trapped on a Beach, then at least I could look at the chain and go, well, they're trapped on the beach. I'm not sure how they got chained up, but maybe. Beach chain? And then that puts all the focus on the chain and whatever that means. And what exactly happened here? So you're telling me some entity kidnapped a bunch of people in such a way that they don't remember how they were kidnapped, kept them sedated, chained them, then put the chain connected to some machine, I assume, out in the ocean, a submarine or, I don't know, a winch, and did that all perfectly just so you could have this drama, I guess. No. No. First installment of the cult classic horror film franchise. What franchise are you talking about? Franchises are established. You don't start with a franchise and say, well, when Star Wars came out, they didn't say the first installment of this sci-fi franchise, even though Lucas had ideas for the sequels and other information and prequels and whatever. He had a whole world mapped out. Does this look like a world to you? This doesn't look like a world. This looks like hopeful thinking to me. Oh, Beach Chain. Oh, this will be the first installment. Then Beach Chain 2? The Chainiest? Again, I don't want to bash a local guy who made a small film, but I don't know what else to do here, man. This is just off the rails insanity. Like, why didn't someone at a meeting go, I don't think we should do this. I think we need a better explanation and a better title. That's what my advice would have been like, what do you want to do here? Well, I want to have people trapped on a desert island. Okay, we don't need the chain. Just have them all wake up on the island and kill each other. Yeah, but then they'd all leave. You create some sort of reason why they have to stay on the beach. I mean, an invisible force field would have been better. You could have done the thing with the collars, right? And they try to get off the beach, but no dice. That would have made more sense than, I don't know, having them chained to something in the ocean. Because then, like the collars, you could have done the classic thing. And again, like, I get it, you're trying to be different, but you could have done the classic thing. I'm getting my collar off. No, it says don't take the collar off. And he takes it off and kaboom, his head blows up. And you can have a cool effect of a guy's head exploding. I'm just trying to help you, man. But this scene, why aren't these people trying to break the chain? They're sitting around a campfire. Put the chain in the campfire. Maybe it'll melt. Maybe it'll heat it up enough. Heat it up enough that when you bash it with a rock, even on the sand, maybe it'll break. Maybe it'll weaken it enough. Then you can pull on it. You heat up the chain so badly, and then you get all your people together to pull. You only got to free one guy, and then you've got a guy free to get more rocks, get more tools, go for help. You just wanted an excuse for a drama. You don't need this elaborate excuse. You could have had one like, and I get it, you're trying to do Beach Chain, like, you're trying to make that a thing. But it's not a thing. I'll say it's different, but different is not only always better. Beach Chain, Mountain Chain, right? Mountain Chain actually would have been better because that's a thing. That's a turn of phrase. There's a mountain chain, right? So if you had the same setup, except they're on the base of a mountain and the chain goes into a mountain, that would have been something. Mountain Chain. Beach Chain? That's nothing. That's this, I guess. If they were on a boat, right? You could maybe do a thing where they're all on a boat and they're chained to a big rock. Not one big rock, but individual rocks. Like enough to sink them in the ocean forever and kill them. Maybe that would have been slightly better. That would have been more elaborate and more costly. But you're just doing Lord of the Flies. Just do Lord of the Flies. Just do a bunch of people trapped on a beach or an island. This is just an excuse to keep them on the beach the entire movie. Which again, you could come up with different ways. You could have the characters walk off camera. All right, we're gonna walk the beach. We're gonna walk the island, and then you dissolve to another scene. They all come back to the same spot. I didn't find anything. Yeah, I didn't find anything either. Like that. It's not a great explanation, but at least you've kind of established, well, there's no point in moving from the beach now. There's no trees, there's no cover, there's nothing else on the island. That's why they're on the beach. And then you could get to the drama, the real drama, whatever the hell it is. And as far as just randomly dragging people into the ocean to drown, I mean, it's not. I guess it's scary. To me, it's scarier being out in the ocean and then a shark could eat you. That's scary to me because that could happen. I don't expect to wake up tomorrow chained to something that could drag me out into the ocean. I just don't expect that under any circumstances. And I have a lot of fears. Oh, I have a ton of fears. I did a whole comic strip about my fears called So Many Nightmares. It's on the Web Comic Factory if you want to say it. But being chained to something on a beach, that was not in my wheelhouse. And to make a movie connect with people, it has to have something that people connect with. Okay? Like, if they all showed up at a real beach, like Ocean City Beach or whatever, Wildwood, wherever you shot this. So they all show up to the beach. And then they get trapped there by something supernatural. You can play around with the rules with that all you want. We're trapped on the beach. We can't get off the beach. I'm going crazy. And then you could do the same movie. Unless there's other elements to this that you're not showing in the trailer, in which case, why not show some of it or hint at it? I mean, again, if I had to list the worst trailers I saw, I mean, yesterday when I looked at the archery champion saving her family, that's friggin' Citizen Kane compared to this. In terms of a concept, that's a concept I can kind of get behind. I don't know what this is. And you throw religion in it too with this guy. I don't know if religion's going to resonate with anybody either in this day and age. I'd be interested to know where he shot this. It feels like it's someplace local. It doesn't look local. The beach is very clean. I mean, there's nothing else out here. I guess this is something you could shoot in the summer. I think you're better off with a monster movie, dude. Do a monster movie. A survival in a house monster movie thing. People trapped in a house and then they turn on each other. Well, we can't go outside. We'll all be killed. And then they turn on each other. You could do the same damn movie. At least people could get on board with that. I just... You frustrate me, dude. You frustrate me. 3-act breakdown. Okay. First act. They wake up on the beach. And in an attempt to somehow normalize this, the dialogue something like, how did I get here? Where's my phone? That kind of thing. Yeah, they took all the phones too. And they at first try the practical things to get free. Oh, see, this guy looks like he's free. Or I guess the chain's underwater. But they quickly descend into... I bet this guy in the vest in the background dies very early on. Because he's not in the rest of the trailer. I bet they pull a bunch of people in the ocean and just drown them right in the outset. This is one of the guys. He definitely lasts until the end. So, yeah, the first act is them trying to wrap their brain around. But by the end of the first act, I think they completely give up on cutting the chain free. Which, again, seems like a doable idea. And they seem to be trying to do this thing where they kidnap people from various walks of life at various times. Like the other guy looked to be a road crew guy. So these guys look like they're ready. Most of these people look like they're ready for the beach. So were they kidnapped on the beach? Kind of doesn't make any sense. Anyhow, in the second act, alliances form and they start turning on each other because they get more and more frustrated that they can't leave, I guess. I mean, there's nothing else here to argue over other than the preacher finds a Bible. I guess they start blaming each other for being stuck out there. I don't see how they can if they have no memory of how they got there. How can they blame each other or be mad at I mean, like, who is there to be mad at? If you're all in the same boat, it doesn't make any sense to me. And then they drown people one by one across the second act. But the pastor is the good guy, so he lives. Whoever's doing this likes him, I guess, because he's the noble character, and I guess they kill off the not noble characters. I guess this guy lasts a little longer. Maybe we lose him right at the end of the second act. And then this woman, I only see her in this moment. So he baptizes her, I assume, and then they're dragged away. And then it's, for some reason, there's a mask? Where did the mask come from? There's also a bride. I think she gets killed early on. This guy looks like, I guess he does last. This feels like towards the end of the movie. Maybe a big red light comes down and I don't know. It's not as diverse as you think. I mean, I see a South Asian person, but I'm not really seeing any Chinese or Japanese people. I mean, I'm seeing some women, but all the main characters appear to be men. So there's your diversity. There's your diversity evaluation. I don't know, man. This just seems dumb and contrived. Would I see it? I almost want to see it to see how bad it is. I don't think I could sit through it. I suspect it's unwatchable. Sorry. I mean, I would probably watch it to trash it. And I kind of don't want to do that. I only want to watch good movies. I don't want to watch something to trash it. So, the whole trailer just looks terrible. It doesn't really tell me anything about the characters other than this guy's a thug and this guy's a preacher. And that's about it, really. That's about all I know. So, dude, I mean, I get it that you're trying to do something different, but I've worked with people and filmmakers, and they say, "Oh, I want to do something different." And like, for instance, one guy, I said, "Well, you got to have the 3 acts," and I started talking about that, and he went, "No, I want to be different. I don't want 3 acts." That's like something you can't throw away. The 3-act structure. There's certain things you just don't throw away. For a movie like this, it's really about, as I see it, the characters trapped together. It's a trapped in an elevator concept. Only they're trapped on a beach, chained for some reason. I don't think anybody's going to relate to this because nobody can relate to being chained on a beach. And that's the bottom line. So without that relatability, who cares what happens to these characters unless they're just the most amazing characters ever? And I'm just not seeing that from the dialogue here. I just don't think you should have made this. You need a screenwriter, I think. A good screenwriter to come up with a strong concept that has a beginning, middle, and end, and it's not just a concept. I mean, I can see the concept. It's Lord of the Flies. It's trapped in an elevator. Lord of the Flies on a beach with chains. It's been done broadly million times before. So, yeah, I mean, it's different, but that difference doesn't make it good. All right, I'm done ranting. I'm not going to vote it down only because I feel like that would be like kicking a guy when he's down. I want you to succeed, dude, but you gotta scale back these adverbs here. You gotta come from a place of truth, and I feel this is misleading. Film phenomenon, cult classic. It's none of these things in my view. Franchise, visionary director. Too much. Scale it back. Different. This is a unique vision of horror. That's every movie, right? Unique vision of horror from a new director, independent of Hollywood. People like that. And in terms of the trailer, man, give us some sense of what the hell this is. You know, how did we get trapped here? I don't know. I don't remember anything. Like some of that dialogue. I'm pulling on the chain, but it's just like it's not moving. Show us one of the people getting dragged into the water, like all the way. Show that whole scene, because that's part of the movie. That's what you're expecting in a movie like this. Somebody just, oh my God, she's gone. Like something like that. That would show us the horror. The pastor could say something like, maybe God is punishing us. You know, give us your theme here. Is it they're all sinners and they're one by one being dragged into the ocean? Is this supposed to be hell? I just thought of that. Is this supposed to be hell? Yeah. All right. Done ranting. That's it for me, Tony D and Little Joan. Check us out on Odysee, Bitchute, and Rumble for our more base takes. We'll see you. Thanks for coming out to the live stream. Tomorrow.